statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line, very low numbers.
You know, his free throw percentage has dropped this year, but not really enough to raise any red flags or become alarmed about it.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Matthews is checked in. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Parker dishes to Curry. The Spurs rebound. Duncan, the pass to Curry. To the inside. West kicks to Parker. Pass to Curry. Green dishes to West. Up top, Curry. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
That's his second personal foul.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he knocks down the first one.
Hey, you want me to close my eyes on this one too?
And both free throws good for Curry. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens. The Spurs. Green, he's checked in for Anderson. And Curry subbed in for Patty Mills. Curry in at point guard. West is out there with Boris Diaw. Then it's Green. And it's Ginobili in at the 2 spot. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. And the foul called on Freak. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
It's one more.
Here's Moore. Dallas, no good that time either.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
West setting the pick for Curry. It's West with the drive. Good, and Curry gets the assist. That's now 8 points for David West.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Harris passes to McGee. Harris setting the pick for McGee. McGee a screen, and Parsons kicks to Moore. Back to Parsons. Just 5 on the clock. McGee dishes to Moore. Shoots. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field, and everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line, and they found a way to do it here in the second half.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Moore. Stolen by Ginobili. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter of this one, and that one's good.
And when he takes it inside, the points are going to come, whether like that possession or just getting to the line. And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for San Antonio.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark, an all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And, you know, against a conference opponent, Greg, who you're going to see 4 times total on the season, a 2-0 advantage is pretty healthy.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Curry. There isn't much else you want from someone. He gave it his all and was rewarded with a triple-double.
Now here's Moore, following the miss by Freak. Here's Harris. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Some good numbers for Harris. 10 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
And he sinks the second.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
And Green gets it to go.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
Now here's Moore, and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
So it's the Spurs now. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. In the corner, it's Ginobili to the middle. West passes to Curry. Fires the three. That is good. Curry's got 48.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
Ring shot on the way. It's off. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win. Offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game, it all went right for them.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, once again, your ability to make plays with your passing was a major factor in this one. How did you get the offense clicking?
It's like the 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player Freak. Talk about filling up the stat sheet. Double figures in 4 different categories for the quadruple double. And most fulfilling of it all, it led him to a victory.
He had a sensational night shooting the ball. Over 60% reminds me of myself. If you're shooting over 60%, you're playing smart. You're being aggressive, and you're creating opportunities. What a spectacular performance.
He was an artist with the basketball tonight, guys. Just a ridiculous amount of assists for him in this game. The way he moved the ball around the court, making sure everyone had their hand in the offense, was superb. That's how you play the point in this league, ladies and gentlemen.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for the